Hello and welcome to the Mastering DJI Dock 2 video series. I'm Bill, Solution Engineer at DJI Enterprise. Throughout this new video series, my colleagues and I will be your guides as we will delve into the utilization of DJI Dock 2 and DJI Flight Hub 2 for remote drone operations. We will cover everything from an in-depth analysis of the hardware and safety features to practical tips and workflow for various use cases. Let's dive in and elevate your aerial experience to new heights. So this video will present a detailed introduction of operation and general principles of a DJI drone in a box solution. This is the overall workflow of the DJI Dock 2 system. Users can set up tasks on Flight Hub 2 and then assign these tasks to the dock. The dock will handle takeoff, task execution, return, media file upload, charging, and etc. The first step in the entire workflow is pre-flight preparation. This includes powering the drone, opening the cover, drone inspection, satellite connection, connecting to RTK, and refreshing the home point. So what optimizations have been implemented in DJI Dock 2 to achieve takeoff within 45 seconds? The first optimization is allowing these checks to happen simultaneously, such as satellite connection and drone inspection, which are carried out as soon as the dock is tasked with a mission. Additionally, satellite data sharing is employed. After the drone is powered on, the dock shares its satellite data with the drone, reducing the time needed for satellite connection. The V-shaped design of the dock also reduces the time required for road movement. A critical point is the two takeoff modes, the GNSS and RTK mode. Both modes help save RTK fix time. In GNSS mode, the drone can start the mission without waiting for RTK fix. In RTK mode, the drone takes off to a height of 3 meters and waits for the RTK fix, rather than waiting on the landing pad, as in DJI Dock 1. This is because the higher the position, the easier it is to achieve the RTK fix. Additionally, live flight control uses the GNSS mode for takeoff. The dock is equipped with built-in dual RTK modules. By determining the dock's orientation through dual RTK differential positioning, it performs position compensation and directly synchronizes the home point information with the aircraft. On the right, you can see a video explaining this principle. After dual RTK differential positioning, the precise home point coordinates and the drone landing orientation are synchronized with the drone and speeding up the takeoff process and enhancing the landing safety. After the takeoff, the drone begins executing its mission. A common question is about the RTK signal source for the drone and whether network RTK can be used. Let's address this question in this part. DJI Dock 2 is equipped with two built-in RTK modules. You can simply think it is integrating a DJI DRTK2 base station. After calibration, this DRTK2 base station can provide RTK signals to the drone. The diagram below shows the positions of the dual RTK antennas, located on either side of the landing pad. The main antenna is near the electrical cabinet and has a sticker to assist with manual calibration. Users can place the RTK pole and the position for measurement and then manually input the coordinates for calibration. Regarding the calibration of the dock's position, DJI Dock 2 currently supports two calibration methods: the custom network RTK calibration, which requires an RTK account, and the manual calibration. For manual calibration, if high absolute accuracy is needed, an RTK pole should be used. If not calibrated, the dock will use self-converging coordinates, resulting in poor accuracy, and the coordinates will change each time it is rebooted. Therefore, we still recommend calibrating the dock with a fixed coordinate during deployment. This way, even if the dock is restarted, the coordinates will not change. One important point to note is that if multiple docks are used for a mission, both docks must be calibrated using the custom network RTK method, and the RTK source must be consistent. This is a safety requirement. Using different calibration methods can lead to navigation errors in the drone, potentially causing landing failures. After completing the mission, the drone begins its return and landing process, which is divided into 3 stages. The first is the return stage, where the drone navigates to above the dock using GNSS and RTK signals, and then begins the landing process. In the first stage of landing, the visual SLAM algorithm is used. SLAM stands for simultaneous localization and mapping. When the drone takes off, it uses the downward visual camera to model the surrounding environment and extract feature points. During the return, it matches this feature point and continuously corrects the drone's landing position. This algorithm ensures the drone can safely land even without the RTK fix, which is also one of the reasons why Dock 2 can operate in GNSS mode. In the final stage, the drone uses forward and downward visual cameras to recognize the landing markers on DJI Dock 2's landing pad and front cover, specifically the letter H and the white triangle. This stage differs from visual SLAM in that visual SLAM is more suitable for larger scale recognition and correction, while final correction are achieved in this stage. After the drone lands, the next step is to close the cover, which involves 4 processes. The first step is for the drone to land on the V-shaped landing pad by gravity. After landing, the drone's propellers begin slow rotation for a few seconds to detect any propeller damage. The drone's obstacle avoidance camera identifies the shape and the integrity of the propellers, and if damage is found, a warning is displayed in Flight Hub 2, preventing the drone from taking off for the next mission. Next, the propellers continue to rotate slowly in coordination with the propeller bumpers on the cover, ensuring the propellers are folded without being damaged. Finally, if the drone has not landed precisely in the center, the cover will push the drone to the center position for charging. This section mainly explains how data is transmitted to the cloud. After the drone completes its mission and returns to the dock, it first transfers data from the SD card to the storage of DJI Dock 2 via the wireless image transmission link, with a transfer rate of around 4 MB per second. Once the data is transferred from the drone's SD card to the dock, it is then uploaded to the cloud platform. The transfer rate to the cloud depends on the internet speed, and after a successful transfer, the data is deleted locally. Next, I will answer some common questions. The first one, what happens if the internet speed is slow and the frequent tasks lead to the dock storage space being completely exhausted? Under normal conditions, such as normal internet speed and the data volume, this situation should not occur. If the internet speed is very slow, or each flight collects tens of gigabytes of data at a very high frequency, leading to full dock storage, the drone will pause data transfer to the dock until there is available space. What happens if the data on the SD card has not been fully transferred to the dock and the next task needed to be executed? The drone will still execute the mission after completing the mission. The remaining data along with the new data will be transferred together. What happens if the SD card is full while the drone is executing a mission? The drone can continue to execute the mission and there will be a warning on Flight Hub 2. However, it will not be able to capture new data. The next question, if the dock is caching data from multiple tasks simultaneously, what is the priority for transmission? The data from immediate missions has the highest priority. Other missions' data will be transferred in the order of the mission time. After the cover closes, the drone begins charging. Unlike Dock 1's push-and-roll contact design, the Dock 2 uses the wireless charging. A wireless module is installed below the landing pad, allowing the drone to charge from 20% to 90% in just 32 minutes. The battery's maximum cycle reaches 400 times, effectively reducing operational costs. One important note: do not place metal objects on the landing pad, as they may interact with the wireless charging coils and cause abnormal heating, especially for mobile phones, as some users' phones support wireless charging and they might try to test it with their mobile phone. Please do not do this, as it could potentially cause damage to the phone. Regarding the charging modes of DJI Dock 2, two modes are currently supported. The first one is scheduled mode. When there are no tasks, the battery level is maintained at 55% to 60%. Charging begins 1 hour before a mission to charge the battery full. This mode is suitable for regular operational scenarios as it extends the battery life. The second is standby mode. When there are no tasks, the battery level is maintained at 90 to 95%. This mode results in a shorter battery lifespan and is suitable for emergency projects. In addition to these two modes, we also have a special mode, which is resuming flight from breakpoint. In this case, the battery will charge to 90% after returning and then continue the task. That concludes today's content. In the next session, I will cover some pre-flight preparations for Dock 2, as well as the pre-flight checklist. Don't miss it.